What's up? This is Max Sinclair here again.
Wow, you're in good company.
And today in this video, I'm going to focus on my favorite ever quote by the man himself, Elon Musk. So I'm obviously a bit of a fan of his if I'm going to make a video about my favorite quote by him, but there's a particular reason why I like this quote. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this clip from a particular video where he says it, and then I'm going to discuss it.
What's your mission in life? Why you do whatever you do?
In terms of the motivations, I guess the sort of kind of a long version of the explanation, but essentially, when I was a kid, I was wondering kind of what's the meaning of life, like why are we here, what's it all about, and I came to the conclusion that what really matters is trying to understand the right questions to ask. And the more that we can increase the scope and scale of human consciousness, the better we are able to ask these questions.
So the reason why I love this quote so much is not because I am such a huge fanboy of Elon Musk, but it's because it really just summed up actually all I'd been thinking up until that point in my life, really just like as my entire life purpose and mission. So, I find it interesting that someone like Elon Musk, for example, I don't know if you've read his biographies, but he sums up, it's very clear that he had like a troubled upbringing. It sounded like his father was particularly tough on him. And I think through struggle, whenever I meet people who have been through struggle, they become much more self-reflective. They ask much kind of bigger questions. And I know personally for myself, that's the same. So I was 8 years old when I lost my father. So in that process, going through that struggle, I became far more self-reflective. And for me, when I was a teenager, 16 years old, I literally couldn't sleep because I was so obsessed with this question of why are we here? What's the point? What is this existence that we're kind of like playing in? I had to listen to the OC soundtrack on repeat when I was going to sleep as my weird lullaby back in the whatever it would have been, like noughties, I guess. And ultimately, the conclusion I came to was this kind of like it weighed on me, the facts and the science and the truth that time is infinite, that there is no meaning, God doesn't exist, and this is a controversial thing to say, but all of those things weighed on me heavily, and so they led me down the view of this kind of nihilistic perspective of nothing matters. And so in my early years, in my teenage years, in my early 20s, I became this kind of rebellious character where I just did everything for short-term pleasure. So I drank, I did drugs, I did all of those things to try and find as much joy and fun out of life in the short term as I possibly could. Unsurprisingly, that left me quite unfulfilled, though. It's not a fulfilling lifestyle to follow. And so I changed, and I decided to just take a different angle on that same view and that same kind of realism or like reality that we are in, which is that time is infinite. Ultimately, we don't know what the meaning of it is, if there is any meaning. And instead, I'm deciding to focus my entire life on helping to move humanity forward in any way I best can, as fast as I possibly can. Because for me personally, my driver is to understand the universe better, understand that question of why. And as Elon Musk says it very well, understand the better questions to be asking. So why is the ultimate kind of base first principles question, really. But we need to move humanity forward in any direction, in any way that's going to help us get towards that goal. And so for me personally, the things that I'm very good at are sales and marketing right now. I love technology and I build things myself. So I'm using that, and that's kind of being incorporated into what Snowball Creations is now, my startup. So that's why it's called Snowball Creations. We snowball ideas. So I'm trying to basically take everything that I'm good at and use that to help people with creative ideas to deliver on them and achieve what they're trying to achieve with that creative idea. Because if I can help people, creative people, to execute on what they do best, then that moves humanity forward faster, and that ultimate goal is achieved, basically. So that's my mission. That's what drives me in life. I'm obsessed with it. I'm a workaholic. I work harder than anything. And it's funny because some people might see this as like too obsessive over work and you need to have balance and these kinds of things. But I think balance is quite unique to each of us. So my version of balance is a very hard working lifestyle because it's what gives me joy. It's what gives me fulfillment because I'm so obsessed with that question of why. So if you do have any creative ideas yourself, please do get in touch. Leave a comment maybe, or just reach out to me. I love to hear them and I love to try and help people deliver on them. So yeah, I hope this was interesting to you. I hope the quote inspired you. I'll be here every single Wednesday from now on.
This is amazing. Make art. Make art. Yeah, thanks.
That the future is good.